Hello there. I am a little later than I thought I would be, and I hope I'm doing this right. This is the first time I am creating a video for Patreon. Okay, so I'm gonna have to check to be sure this is where it's supposed to be. All right. Okay, so I just wanted to come on and talk about a secret that I discovered, which you know, yeah, so I'll get to that. So I'm 45 right now. And from the age of about 30, I don't know, like 30, 34, something like that, I was, man, I was really struggling. When I first got married, that was a struggle, and my second marriage was even worse. I mean, the whole thing, and my whole question, like my whole question was, why is life so hard? Like, I don't get that. I just want to, I mean, the birds don't struggle, the fish don't struggle. Why is this so hard? I don't get it, And I was like, and then you look around, right? And you see people like you see people worse off than you, right? And you see people, doing much, much better than you, from your own judgment, right? So you see all that. But when you are feeling like you're doing your best, it's almost like when you lift weights, okay? And you're only so strong, right? You can't lift a certain amount of weight if it's too heavy because you don't have the muscle strength, right? So you do your best, okay? And your best is not somebody else's best, right? So when you do your best, or you feel like you're doing your best, and it's so hard, the question is like, why? Like, what am I doing? What do I need to do right? And many people have different answers for that, okay? There's various multiple religions, okay, that give you an answer for that. There are a lot of self-help books. There's one particular one called The Secret that was really popular, and probably still is. I don't know. But I know it was back in the day when Oprah was talking about it and all that stuff. She put it on her book club or whatever. Like, The Secret, which is basically positive thinking. So people have various answers, you know, and 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 things for you to do to make so that you're not so miserable trying to live this life. But what I found in all of the searching that I did to try to find out why, what I found was I was asking the wrong question. That's what it was. I was asking the wrong question. And the question that I ended up asking that helped me to see what was going on was, is this all there is? Okay. So from why is life so hard to, is this all there? Like, I was born like, is this it? Like, is this? So I have kids. I go to work. I come home. I take care of my kids. I go to work. I come home. I take a vacation every now and then. I take care of my kids. I go to work and come home. Like, that's it. And it was like, is this really it? So with that question, I thought there was no secret, right? Nothing's hidden. Okay. Nothing. It's not like the people who we feel have it better than us know something we don't know. That's not it at all. At all. That's not it at all. Okay. One of the things that I was talking to one of my friends about recently, who's about to run a conference that I'm going to participate in, is when you're born into a situation where you feel like you don't have a lot of resources, okay, like I was, right? Southern Louisiana, we just didn't have a lot of we didn't have a lot of money, definitely. Okay. And the people around us, like that's all we really saw. Okay. When you're in that kind of situation, you feel like there's and I'm speaking for myself. Okay. There is a sense of, what is it? Like desperation almost, right? Like I can't get to this level until I'm able to do this. It's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? How at the bottom he has, the very fundamental food and safety, and and what he's saying is you're not going to go any further than that, if you don't have some place to sleep, basically, or if you don't feel safe, type of thing, right? Uh, I'm not whatever Maslow was, a philosopher or a scientist, whatever he was. I don't know. I'm not that, but I see that that's not true. Okay. And that's not true. It's not true that you cannot access all of the things at the top if you don't have a place to sleep, if you feel like you're unsafe. Okay. That's not true. There is no it's not a ladder. Okay. That's another thing that I discovered. All right. So when I saw that I was not locked into a place because I didn't have money, or I didn't have, some kind of support that I thought I needed, or whatever the case, my bills were due. There was a point where my house was being foreclosed. All of that, right? At that time, okay, I was able to see and to be able to take advantage of opportunities that were up that ladder. Okay. Even though I was in this state. All right. The main thing, and I think I told somebody this yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? The main thing that kept me, again, I'm going to speak for myself, that kept me in all those years from being able to, first of all, recognize opportunities. Okay. Because I was so distracted by, my terrible relationship. Like I gotta get this done. I was so distracted by bills. I was so distracted by, the negative in my bank account. So distracted, you know, I could not see the opportunity that was right there. That was like literally right there. I couldn't see it. And then because I believed, even if I did see it, I can't do nothing about it because I got to take care of this first, right? I got to do something about these bills first. You know what I'm saying? So now I see that that is not true. And when I was able to see that, I can't tell you how many. Well, I can tell you, and I will, but not right now. But so many, um, the opportunities that were there, they never went away. Okay, they never went away. I was able to finally recognize what was right there in front of my face and take advantage of it. Okay, because one thing I tell people, I'm part of this group, and one of the people in the group, he said, everything's a competition. Everybody's competing against each other. And it does look like that, right? If you're an author, or you're, I don't know, even on your job, okay, somebody else has your job title too. All right. And it feels like, yeah, I'm competing. I want to get that promotion. And in order for me to get it, somebody else can't get it. And if somebody else gets it, that means I can't get it, right? There seems to be, we're competing on so many different levels, so many different levels. And that's what it is. Okay. But we can also look at the fact that there's enough space that you don't have to compete, right? I had to see that there was space for what I'm talking about right now. I don't have to compete with, I don't know, somebody else who's talking about the stuff that I talk. I don't have to do that, right? Because I'm not them and they're not me. The only person who can say what I'm saying and write what I write and do what I do is me. That's it. No, nobody else can do it, right? They can be in the same profession, they can be interested in the same thing, but they can't do it like I can. All right. And they never will. They never will be able to do it like I can. I tell this story when I do I sometimes I help groups come up with mission statements and stuff like that, right? And I told the story in the last one is that my dad, he had a nickname for all of us. There are five of us, okay? My older sister was Dot. My next sister was Mott. Her name was Darlene, so she's Dot. Marlene was Mott. Gary, I don't know what my brother's nickname was. I have no idea, but they called him something. I don't know. And then there's Trissa, but she's from a different father, so she doesn't count. So, but my name, okay, so I'm Cheryl. My nickname was Bill. All right. And he called me Bill because Bill was the name of one of his best friends who passed away around the same time I was born. All right. So he called me Bill. And I loved it. He was the only one. Nobody else in the world called me Bill. All right. It was just him. So when my dad passed, Bill passed too, because he was the only one who called me that, right? So it was like two people that I had to, mourn, right? It was my dad and it was Bill, who was me, of course, but I knew that no one was ever going to call me that again, ever was going to call me that again. It was such a unique thing, right? And it was part of him, and him sharing that with me then made it part of me, so it was so unique. And it's like when you it doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're just cooking, okay, I fried some chicken today, it was delicious, all right, I'm not competing with Popeyes, all right. What I'm doing is I am creating an experience for me and for the people who eat my food, like my boys. My boyfriend was here, my sister-in-law for a minute. It's an experience that nobody else can create. Even Popeyes, as wonderful as now Popeyes is creating experiences, and it's a different experience. Okay, it's not so much the product of what you're doing, it's the experience that the receiver gets from that. My coach, my public speaking coach, told me, Cheryl, nobody will ever read the book you write. And I wrote that in the introduction of my Patreon, right? He said nobody will ever do it. And not just because I'm unique, it's because you are too, okay? Because you have your own unique filter. You have your own unique flavor. You have a uniqueness that nobody else has. So when what I say and write comes through your filter, you make it something else, that I couldn't even make. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's space enough for that. There's no competition in that, right? That, which is also something that I had to really understand. I don't have to be the biggest, best, and brightest at what I do now for work, for cybersecurity. Okay. I just got to be Cheryl. All right. And that's hard. It's being authentic is one of the hardest things for people to do. It really is. It's hard, right? Because you feel you have so many roles. You're a mother, a sister, what else? You're a employee, a veteran, a patient, you're somebody's friend, cousin, what else? So many roles, so many, wife, girlfriend, supporter, provider, counselor, mentor, all that stuff. And it feels like you're split into all these things, and you have to be good at all of them, right? You have to live up to being a good mom, okay? You have to live up to being a good daughter, a good wife, a good this, a good that, a good the other thing. Where can you be you? Like where can you just be you? And the answer is all of those. The answer is absolutely all of those. It's not easy. It was not easy for me. It's not easy. Okay. Because because there's a lot of personal work that goes into that. Okay, there's a lot of personal work that goes into being authentic. And I tell people, and I'm just going to say this, and then I'll be off in a little bit. But integrity is not about telling the truth all the time. And to demonstrate that, I tell the story of my brother. My brother cannot keep a secret to save his or anybody else's life. Okay, he could never work for the CIA or the FBI or anybody like that. Okay, he just couldn't. Because he can't keep a secret, right? Everybody knows that. Okay, he don't pretend. He'll let you know, listen, don't tell me, look, if you don't want such and such to know, don't come here telling me, oh, don't tell, no, don't do that. All right, which is so what happened was I was in Saudi Arabia when I went to the military, and I got pregnant. Okay, you know, I'm a good Christian girl. I'm not. First of all, I shouldn't be doing anything to get pregnant. Okay, first of all, let's get that straight. All right, and of course, I should not be pregnant when I'm not married. Right? I was terrified to tell my mom. I'm in my 20s. Okay, I'm like 22 or so. No, I was like 21. I was terrified to tell my mom. I mean, I was so scared. So I told my brother, I said, Gary, please don't tell anybody. Please don't tell anybody. But I just found out that I'm going to have a baby. Okay. And the next day, it probably wasn't even 24 hours. Okay. I got a call. Cheryl, your brother told me. Yes. You know, integrity is being who you are in every situation. All right. If you a low down, dirty nothing, okay, that's who you are. That you don't pretend. You let people know, listen, I'm a crook. You know, I lie my ass off. That's what I do. Okay. That's integrity. You know, that's what it is. This person, there's no question. They're not hiding nothing. They letting you know, look, this is who I am. That's what it is, right? And when people, even if the people are a way where that you don't like, you know, you still respect the fact that they're honest. Okay, they're not trying to hide. They're not saying I'm this way, but you can tell that something ain't right here. She told me that she's like this, but something ain't right. Okay, you know, it's better. I feel it's better. Just say up front, like, this is who I am. This is what I do. You know, and you can work with people like that, because like I did with my brother, right? Because I knew who he was. He made no excuses. He didn't pretend to be somebody who could really keep secrets and all that stuff. Because I knew, because he has integrity about the way he navigates the world. You know, he can't keep a secret, and he lets everybody know that. I knew exactly who I needed to go to get that message to my mom, because I was afraid to tell her. You know, that is integrity. Even if you don't like the person, I would rather someone be upfront, right, than to be telling me there's something that they're not, right? And we don't want to do that. We don't want to pretend to be what we know we're not. That's exhausting. It is exhausting. It's so tiring to keep up, you know,